Good evening, one and all. Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047. As part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are celebrating World Maritime Day on 25th September every year with the theme for 2025, Our Ocean, Our Obligation, Our Opportunity. This year's World Maritime Day theme, Our Ocean, Our Obligation, Our Opportunity, shines a spotlight on the essential role of the ocean plays in sustainable and sustaining life, livelihoods, and the global economy. It provides half of the oxygen we breathe, feeds billions of people, regulates the climate, and enables more than 80% of the global trade through maritime transport. The ocean is also home to countless marine species and a vital source of jobs, food, and economic opportunity for millions. But the ocean faces mounting pressure from pollution and overuse to the accelerating effects of the climate change. Protecting it is not just about saving nature, it is global responsibility that touches every aspect of human life. As the largest sector operating in ocean space, the shipping industry plays a crucial role in both facilitating global commerce and advancing ocean protection. It works hand in hand with sectors like tourism, fisheries, and marine research to manage the ocean sustainably. The International Maritime Organization, IMO, through its robust global regulatory framework and wide ranging technical assistance programs for its 176 member states, continue to lead efforts for cleaner and safer seas. So this theme also highlights the deep interconnection between shipping and broader global initiatives, especially the UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. It is closely tied to SDG 14, Life Below Water, which focuses on conserving and sustainably using marine resources. Since the SDGs were adopted in 2015, member states and have been taken concrete action to improve ocean governance. This theme also connects to SDG 13, Climate Action, SDG 9, Industry, Innovation and Infrastructure, and SDG 17, Partnerships for the Goals. For example, the adoption of the 2023 IMO Greenhouse Gas Strategy marked a milestone in charting a course towards net zero emissions from shaping by around 2050. This year's theme underscores key international milestones, including the UN Agreement on the Conservation and Sustainable Use of Marine Biological Diversity, of areas beyond national jurisdiction, BBNJ agreement, ongoing negotiations for a global instrument to tackle plastic pollution, and the third UN Ocean Conference, 9 to 13 June 2025. It also invites governments, organizations, and individuals alike to recognize the safeguarding the ocean is a shared duty and the opportunity to build more sustainable, resilient, inclusive future. World Maritime Day is celebrated this year on September 25, with a parallel event expected to take place in the United Arab Emirates. International shipping transports more than 80% of global trade to peoples and communities all over the world. Shipping is the most efficient and cost effective method of international transportation for most of the goods. It provides a dependable, low cost means of transporting goods globally, facilitating commerce and helping to create prosperity among nations and peoples. The world relies on a safe, secure, and efficient international shipping industry, which is an essential component of any program for sustainable green economic growth in a sustainable manner. The promotion of sustainable shipping and sustainable maritime development is one of the major priorities of IMO in the coming years. Therefore, energy efficiency, new technology and innovation, maritime education and training, maritime security, maritime traffic management, and the development of the maritime infrastructure, the development and implementation of global standards covering these and other issues will underpin IMO's commitment to provide the institutional framework necessary for a green and sustainable global maritime transportation system. IMO, as a specialized agency of the United Nations, is a global standard setting organization authority for the safety, security, and environmental performance of international shipping. Its main role is to create a regulatory framework for the shipping industry that is fair and effective, universally adopted, and universally implemented. Therefore, its role is to create a level playing field so that ship operators cannot address their financial issues by simply cutting corners and compromising on safety, security, and environmental performance. The United Nations is working to ensure the peaceful, cooperative, legally defined uses of the seas and oceans for the individual and common benefit of humankind. The UN's groundbreaking work in adopting 1982 Law of the Sea Convention stands as a defining moment in the extension of international law to the vast shared water resources of our planet. The convention has resolved several important issues related to ocean usage and sovereignty. Today is also commemorated as International Ataxia Awareness Day, which is observed on September 25th every year. Ataxia is used to describe a group of disorders. While any part of the body can be affected, people with ataxia have difficulties with balance and walking, speaking, and swallowing. A rare disorder, it needs individuals to collectively talk about the impact of the disease can have on one's mental and physical well-being. Ataxia is a rare disease that affects 1 in 50,000 people across the globe. Ataxia is a Latin term meaning lack of order and is caused by cerebellum damage, where cerebrum ataxias are hereditary, not all are genetic. Other causes of cerebellum ataxia are stroke, tumors, viral infections, or head injuries. International Ataxia Awareness Day is observed by the National Ataxia Foundation every year. This organization was formed in 1957 in the US. The foundation is thoroughly dedicated to increasing awareness about neurological disorder. Additionally, they also aim to increase the confidence of patients who are suffering from disease to international. Additionally, they also aim to increase the confidence of patients who are suffering from this disease. Another motive behind this day is to ensure more physicians are also aware of ataxia, as with adequate knowledge, they can help in detecting early signs and provide timely medical care that can help a potential victim. The medical fraternity is still working tirelessly to make advancements in finding a cure for this disease. Ataxia is not to be taken lightly, as it can be fatal in some cases. Moreover, the disease is progressive and gets worse with time. It is of paramount importance to lend physical and emotional support to patients with ataxia, which help them manage the disease and keep their spirits high. On International Ataxia Awareness Day, do your bit in whatever you can, either by volunteering for awareness campaigns, donating funds, educating yourself, or simply getting your health checked to detect any possible signs of disorder. Today is also commemorated as World Quantum Readiness Day. The first annual World Quantum Readiness Day was set for Thursday, September 26, 2024. And more than simply an awareness event, World Quantum Readiness Day is a call to action spurred by technology leaders looking at an era defining change in digital technology. Developments in quantum computing are accelerating rapidly, and the start of the quantum era is beginning of something we have never seen in data privacy. An entirely new system for protecting data is needed, and even information that has been protected for years or decades will be vulnerable to retroactive decryption using quantum computers. So, World Quantum Readiness Day is focused on leveraging post quantum cryptography (PQC) to prepare for the near future moment when quantum computing is powerful enough to break even the strongest forms of today's data encryption. So, the quantum threat is the Y2K of its generation, IT generation, but unlike Y2K, today's professionals face the uncertainty of working on a ticking clock that doesn't have to set end date. We know quantum decryption is coming, but we don't know when it will arrive. Each new advancement in quantum tells us we are getting closer, but the exact moment a quantum computer attains the ability to break long trusted encryption is impossible to guess even for quantum computing engineers advancing the science. With Y2K, engineers had a deadline to watch. The fact that a disaster was averted was duly largely the fact that IT organizations took action based on urgency with quantum, though the urgency has been lagging because too many people think the breakthrough is too far off to worry about, and it's not. Accelerations in quantum development continue to increase with the power of quantum computers increasing sustainably as private and public entities invest more resources into the promising field. The good news is that solutions to security threats already exist for quantum, and like Y2K, if IT professionals act now, the damage from quantum attacks will be much smaller when the breakthrough happens. But first, people need to know what they are up against and how to deploy PQC to protect data. Well, Quantum Readiness Day invites organizations, engineers, and IT professionals all around the world to get up to speed on quantum developments and start building quantum safe technology into their systems now. Today is also commemorated as World Pharmacist Day on September 25th, which is a celebration of every pharmacist, pharmaceutical scientist, and others who are part of this field. 4 million people are engaged in this profession around the globe. World Pharmacist Day is thus not only a welcome event, but it is also a crucial holiday to honor the role those guys play in improving global health outcomes. The day is marked by events and activities sponsored by various governmental and non governmental organizations. Globally, they all have one common goal to increase awareness about pharmacists and their roles. The ancient art of pharmacy probably began when someone somewhere first thought of applying the juice from leaves to heal a wound. There have also been Greek legends written centuries ago that spoke of gods being apothecaries or pharmacists. The Greek god of healing, Asclepius, delegated the compounding of the remedies to Hygeia, is apothecary or pharmacist. For the longest time, healing and pharmacy went hand in hand and were often thought as the same practice. The line between pharmacy and medicine began to be defined by the 8th century and was firmly established by the time the 17th century rolled along. Now, physicians no longer prepare medications for their patients themselves. The field transformed yet again with the onslaught of the World War II. New drugs were constantly introduced into the market, and the role of the pharmacist became more defined than ever. Today's pharmacist performs multiple vital duties. Their tasks include identifying and providing people with right medication, overseeing stocking and restocking of medicines, and staying ahead of medicine expiry dates. This is probably why the International Pharmaceutical Federation, FIP, established this day to honor all pharmacists, the premier global body to represent all pharmacists and pharmaceutical scientists. The FIP aims to support the pharmacist network and the development of this profession. The reason behind the date for the annual celebrations can also be traced back to FIP, according to the founders of this day. They wanted to honor the organization that was doing so much for pharmacists. This is why they picked the date FIP was established on September 25th, 1912. Today is also commemorated as World Dream Day, which is on September 25th. Every year, we all have dreams, and we are not just talking about what happens when our eyes close at the end of the day. We are talking about the ones we have when we are wide awake. Many inventions in today's world started as simple ideas, but that brought about the skyscrapers and airplanes was the willpower of those with the big ideas to hold on those dreams and force them into existence. Our aspirations are more than fantasies. With hard work and persistence, they are all the flame that turns inventions into reality. World Dream Day is the first empowerment driven holiday that encourages families and individuals and companies to dream big and do what it takes to bring those dreams into reality with hard work. This initiative began at Columbia University in 2012 by the educator and leading transformational strategist Ozioma Ogwunku. She consults on intricate strategic problems and transformational initiatives for an eclectic array of clients like Target and Walmart. Egwonu has been featured in motivational shows such as TEDx and has spoken at world-leading organizations like the UN. A transformational training inspired hope, ignited visionaries, and provoked innovation. 10 years ago, World Dream Day was launched for the purpose of being in time where dreamers and visionaries worldwide can come together to express their dreams for the future. It is a day where thought leaders can share their insights on how we can move global progress forward. When Egwonku was asked why she created this day, the strategist said that the aim was to heal and inspire humanity. Keeping dreams alive is why we have what we do today. Without dreamers like Martin Luther King Jr. or Bayard Rustin, we wouldn't have achieved change and progress in how the world works. From civil rights to video games, nothing would have been possible without dreams and the people who helped them to life. Today is a day where we can rekindle the powerful dreams we have embedded in us and stimulate ways to make them a reality. So, the founder of World Dream Day speaks at the UN briefing on global citizenship in 2014. Today is also commemorated as Research Administrators Day in US, annually celebrated on 25th September. Research administrators play a crucial role, significant role in ensuring the smooth functioning of the research enterprise. This day is dedicated to those professionals who assist researchers at research organizations and educational institutions to conduct research. Many organizations around the globe give students who participate in these research scholarships to pursue their higher education. So research is a key to discovering new information that can be used to make an impact or bring about a change in the normal modus operandi of things. Research entails multiple roles, from overseeing the compliance to review and interpretation. Research administrators carry out these functions or perfection with aim to deliver accurate results. Research administrators carry out these functions to perfection with an aim to deliver accurate results. Research administrators help to ease the load on the top management so that they can focus on core activities and ensure overall objectives are met. These hardworking professionals can be found in a variety of fields such as health, education, business, and government for both public and private organizations. Research administration initially started in 1940s with a smaller number of people, but now this field has picked up momentum. To recognize the diligent work carried out by the research administrators to keep research projects on course, the National Council of University Research Administration, NCURA, submitted National Research Administrator Day in August 2015. Later, September 25th was declared officially as Research Administrator Day. NCURA is the first and largest non-profit professional society for research administrators. They are committed to supporting research and its 7,000 members. Research administration is a tough job and requires certain academic and professional qualifications and credentials to enter into the field. Beyond that, how well you can perform and flourish in this field depends on your capabilities. Research Administrator Day can help to throw light on the reputable profession and inspire others in the process to explore this as a suitable profession. Today is also commemorated as Remember Me Thursday in US, raising awareness for the orphaned and sheltered pets today on Remember Me Thursday, which occurs on the fourth Thursday of every September. So this year, it's on September 25th, and the goal of the day is to share the importance of pet adoption and shine a light on all orphan pets waiting in shelters and rescues. Since its inception in the year 2012, Remember Me Thursday has made more than 1 billion impressions on social media and has been serving pet lives ever since. There is also commemorating as One Hit Wonder Day in September 25th, 2025. Every year, this year on as well, the day is a perfect excuse to listen to songs that have been in your head since they are first aired. So buckle up and get ready to remember all the artists whose names have been lost to time, but whose works have stayed behind in our minds and hearts. Here's everything you need to know about one hit wonders and the people who made them. Today is also commemorated as National Yoga Fit Day on September 25th, celebrating physical and mental fitness through yoga. Yoga is an ancient physical, mental, and spiritual practice originating from India. The word yoga is derived from Sanskrit and it literally translates to joining or uniting, which symbolizes the union of body and consciousness. There are two general theories on the origins of yoga. The linear model posits that yoga has Vedic origins, which is reflected in Vedic literature. This model also holds that it influenced Buddhism. According to the author Edward Fitzpatrick Krangle, this model is mainly supported by Hindu scholars. The synthesis model, however, holds that yoga is a synthesis of indigenous, non-Vedic, and Vedic elements. The synthesis model is favored in Western scholarship. Today is also commemorated as National Tune-Up Day in US. Observed every year on September 25th, the day reminds homeowners to prepare the house for winter heating season. Heating and cooling specialists suggest that homeowners tune up their heating systems every year, well before the temperatures start dipping. These tune-ups ensure that the systems are operating the way they are supposed to, and you and your family remain comfortable in winter months. Every responsible homeowner knows that the systems are only as good as tune-up. Schedule an appointment with your super and get your house essentials checked. There is also commemorated as National Roadkill Day in US, which takes place every year on September 25th. Although you may assume that National Roadkill is about raising awareness about the dangers of roadkill or how it's an issue that so many animals die on the roads. This would be wrong assumption. National Roadkill Day is actually about raising awareness about roadkill as an immediate and no waste alternative to help feed many hungry Americans. Roadkill refers to the wildlife being hit or killed by moving cars since the invention of automobiles in the early 1900s, when the data surrounding roadkill started to mount up and became a safety and ecological concern. Joseph Grinnell, a naturalist, began to look into the issue. He estimated that California alone, the number of animals being hit by vehicles was somewhere in the hundreds or even thousands every day. That was a century ago, but the numbers have only increased in more recent times. According to the state farms, there are 2.1 million insurance claims concerning animal collision incidents in the US between June 2020 and July 2021. Pennsylvania was reported to have had the most cases of animal collisions, climbing to 1,66,404 for just that year. It is estimated in 1920 that animal collision incidents in one state average around 12,000 incidents in a year, according to studies. California went from around 12,000 collisions to 1,04,767 incidents between 2000 and 2021. The reason why roadkill incidents have jumped so high is due to several factors. First, the human population has rapidly expanded its numbers alongside the size of towns and cities. We have forced animals to live in man made environments despite its dangers to all creatures involved. Second, people's driving has become significantly faster and more distracted. Normal highway speeds already pose a fatal risk when it comes to collision due to of being distracted. Today is also commemorated as National Quesadilla Day in US. Originating from Mexico, quesadilla has evolved over time as a result of many experimentations people have had with different variations of it. It is one special dish that provides your taste buds with much delight, while at the same time giving your body much needed nutrients. This mouth-watering food is enjoyed by many people in the USA and has gained popularity all over the world as a result of its easy-to-make recipes. Today is also commemorated as National Psychotherapy Day in US, which is observed on September 25th. Mental illness was always disregarded and not considered a real health problem. Over the years, people have started acknowledging that. People have been seeking therapy in a rather informal way for years by way of taking counseling from friends and family. However, over the years, with many advancements in the medical field, some professionals have emerged who can help with mental health issues. Through the use of various forms of therapies, they can assist you in overcoming the challenges that prohibit you from living your best life possible. Psychotherapy is one such form of therapy that helps people with a variety of mental illness and difficulties. It is believed that during the 9th century, purposeful and theory based psychotherapy was first developed by a Persian physician and psychological thinker, Rays. Psychotherapy is one such form of therapy that helps people with a variety of mental illnesses and difficulties. It is believed that during the 9th century, purposeful and theory based psychotherapy was the first developed by a Persian physician and psychological thinker, Race. There are many benefits of psychotherapy, and there is a need for it to be spoken about more to normalize it. Many training programs in clinical psychology at the PhD level have adopted an empirical approach to psychotherapy. Group of professionals and students created Psychotherapy Day in 2012. The goal was to combat misconceptions and raise awareness of the vital work that is done by the therapists. They also aim to communicate the message with therapists typically. The psychotherapy day is important so the community at large can benefit from its usage and truly a healthy life. The American Psychologist Association Division T2, Division 12 Task Force creates a revises a list of empirical supported psychological. There is also commemorated as National One Hit Wonder Day in US. It was declared by music journalist Steve Rosen in 1990 to remember artists who had 5 minutes of fame once upon a time and since been wiped from our memories. However forgettable the artists are, the hit songs will eternally be etched in our moods. Even though you might forget when you have. Today is also commemorated as National Food Service Workers Day in US, which is a day set aside to recognize, appreciate, and thank the staff that works in the food service industry. Hostlers, natural food service workers. Today is also commemorated as National Daughters Day on September 25th, which is a day to celebrate and cherish our daughters who bring so much love and into our lives. Although we don't really need a reason to celebrate our children, it's nice to be given the opportunity to pay our daughters some extra attention and show them how much they are loved. On National Daughter Day, we remember to show unconditional love to the garden of our family trust, our beautiful Betty. and sometimes demanding daughters. For aging parents, especially a daughter maintains a level of connectivity and commitment that keeps families together and healthy. There is also commemorated as National Cooking Day in US. It can be easy to get a rut of constantly ordering takeout, heating up frozen meals, or setting up for a dinner of apples and cheese. But if you want to fuel truly nourish nothing beans at home cooked meal, it's nice to slow down and enjoy the process of preparing your own food and the joy of eating. And that's why we are celebrating National Cooking Day on September 25th and encourages, inspires each one of us to discover something new and enjoyable in the kitchen. It's time to learn a new skill by preparing something delicious for loved ones and ourselves. So put your aprons on and let's start cooking. Today is also commemorated as National Comic Book Day in US on September 25th. Source into community near you this September 20th. The genre has grown to include full-length books or graphic novels that inspire countless more adaptations. While they are first typically humorous in nature, it didn't take long for authors to apply the comic style to all genres of storytelling. Comic books have existed in America since the English printing of Swiss comic. The Adventures of Mr. Obadiah, Old Buck in 1842, making the first known prototype. Comic book proto comics began appearing in the early 20th century, and the first standard size comic began funnies on parade. Today is also commemorated as Math Storytelling Day in US, each year celebrated on September 25th. Many people, when they hear the word math, are often immediately uninterested. To be fair, math is an intelligent skill to master and requires practice. But who said you can't master it in a fun way? Math Storytelling Day encourages people to go beyond rote memorization and include storytelling instead to develop more interested in the subject. There is also commemorated a German butter rot day on September 25th. This day celebrates the well-loved German meal staple of butter bread. Although butter bread sounds like rather a bland meal, it actually a wonderful bias or basis for any type of meal, whether you want a fight breakfast or light breakfast or a jam or a toast or a hearty dinner of Sintel or butter bread, you're always to start with bread and butter, and that's always a good place to start. The adaptability of the food staple is part of why it remains popular, even if it is easier to make instant food or order. In Germany, Butter Broad Day provides an opportunity for people in try some wacky combinations or share their own favorite recipes of butter broad. Today is also commemorated as Binji Day in US, annually celebrated on September 25th as a fun and relaxing day to binge watch your favorite movie, series, or TV show. The day is not a federal day, so it is not a day off unless it falls on the weekend. The holiday can be celebrated alone or with friends while watching anything on TV or on the big screen while having snacks, so you are ready to know more. The word bin in the original terms mean to soak, to be soaked fully in wet mud, sweat, or anything. that you can get soaked in. So since its introduction in the 18th century, the term has been used to describe soaked up state of anyone who is bogged down into a ton of labor. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. We thank each and everyone for joining us in today's commemorations. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form, which has been raised in the form of polls. And the certificates for the recent online international webinar, which was held on 15th and 16th September, has been updated on the website. We request everyone to visit the website and download your certificates. Those who have filled the registration form, participated in the webinar, and provided feedback for the day on 15th and 16th September 2025. So see you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link. Take care. Good night.